Yeah, am I audible? Can anyone please confirm? Good morning, everyone. Yeah, can anyone please confirm? Am I audible or visible or not? All right, so yes. Okay, so let's just wait for a minute or two and then we will begin with the quiz, and also we will revise some of the string concept because I got a call from a lot of people that I was fast yesterday and they were not able to understand few things. So we'll just revise few concept and we will do the quiz part also, and then few more new stuff of the strings. So let me open the quiz. So let me share the screen. All right, so let's start with the quiz number 10. Let me increase the font size. Okay, so this is very good problem where there are two strings and we are performing some expression evaluation with these strings. So what you have to answer this. Let me copy it in the whiteboard. All right, so tell me the output of this program. So in the question, the output was about the last print statement, but you can answer in the chat window about both the print statements. That is completely fine. So write the correct answer in the chat window. So you have got two strings, Saurabh and Sahu. You have to concatenate it, and then we are going to multiply 2 with it, and then we are checking whether USO is a part of this or not. So let's see what you are thinking about it. Sharana, you have to log into the python.azurelib.com to access the quiz. Okay, so 2 times true, true. So just tell me how many of you actually tried this question on a notebook, or you actually did, you programmed it. Just write yes. So I'll get an idea whether you are practicing along with me or not, or just doing it in a mind, or you know. So, okay, great, Anshuman, you're doing it programmatically. This is good. Great, Sudesh. So, Let's run it. So I will use the yesterday's notebook only. And what is the question? Saurabh and Sahu. So this is Saurabh, this is Sahu, and what we are printing 2 times s plus t. If you run it, you will see that it is repeating. Let it run. So you will see that it is repeating. First, it is concatenating s plus t. That will make a new string which is Saurabh Sahu without spaces. So this is going to be the output of s plus t. And after that, we are multiplying it by 2. If you do it before the string or after the string, the results will remain same. If I do something like this, so you will be aware of that it is going to repeat s plus t 2 times. If you do it before, then also it will perform the same way. So this is going to be this string. Now what we are doing, we are checking whether uso is there in this string or not. So let's see. So here you will see that uso. So you can see over here we have USO. That means USO exists in my this Saurabh Sahu string. So if you run this, it is going to output you true. So that is the right answer, true. What about this? Tell me what will be the output of this program. You have got a string that says Saurabh is IT professional, and we are splitting this string using is. So what will be the output? So in the last session, we talked about this split function. What it does, it basically, are you able to see my screen? Okay. So what it does is basically splits your string into on the basis of a separator. So here is your separator. So that means this is going to separate this and this. So this split function basically result in a list, and that list will contain 2 elements and IT professional, like this. So here the output is going to be this. Mind it or remember that this is not going to include is in your output. So the right answer is B, Saurabh IT professional. What about this? I want each one of you to answer this. You have to do concatenation where you have two things, 2 plus 3. But the point to note over here is that 3 is a string, it's not an integer. So that means here we are trying to concatenate integer with a string. So let's try to run it. So I have got a B and I'm doing 2 plus string 3, and then I will print B. If you run it, you will see that it is going to give you an error. That means if you trying to concatenate integer or a string, this will not work. What about this? If I change it with this, what will happen? Let's run it. You will see that again it is giving you an error. In Other programming languages, Java or C++, this might work. You can add string with a integer, but here it will not work. It is going to give you an error. So the right answer for this is going to be an error. And which error? So when you practice a lot of Python, you will be able to understand error by looking at these error types. So that is why every time when I run a program and if we get an error, I specifically highlight the error type or the kind of a error that is occurring, so that by looking at the error type only you will get an idea or your debugging will be faster. So here you can see that it's a type error, it's a data type error. So you cannot add an integer with a string. So always when you get an error, look at the error type also, like here. What about this? So yesterday also we talked about this. Tell me what will be the output. Here we are trying to compare Amita with Amit. So Amita greater than Amit or not? I'll just make it change the layout so that the main content will be visible. Okay. Now tell me the right answer for this question. So you have Amita greater than Amit. What will be the output? True, true, true. Great. So I can see a lot of people understood how this thing worked. So let me show it to you. Mhm. Okay. So here what we are doing, print Amita greater than Amit. If you run it, you will see that it is going to give you true answer. Now why? Because here this Amit is same, and after that we have A in the first string, right? In the last session I talked about this, how comparison happens, right? So basically first it will look for this A and A, right? If they are equal, then it moves to the second character in the string. So this way it basically compares. So right answer is going to be true. What about this? So what I want over here is that if you look it closely, you will find that welcome to Azure Lib Academy here. So every word starts with a lower case. And what I want is I want to convert it into something like this that will have every word starting with a capital letter or the uppercase. How can I do that? Which function should I use it? Write your answer in the chat window. B. Yes. So the right answer is going to be title. So always remember that if you want to do something like that, in which every word of your sentence or of your string, you want it to start with a uppercase, in that case, you can use title function. What about this? Strings are immutable. That means it cannot be modified, whether it is true or false. So yesterday we talked about it also. Once you declare a string, you cannot change it. If you change it, it will create a separate copy of a string. So here you can see that strings are immutable and you cannot change it. If you change it, it will become a new string in itself. So the right answer is going to be true. Okay, now what about this question? You have a string and it says his shirt is red, and you have to find out the position of a is. So POS equals to str dot find is, and you have to print POS or the value of a POS. So tell me what will be the output of this question. Very simple. Yesterday we talked about the function find and how it works and what it returns. Just quickly tell me what it returns in the chat window. True, 1, 1. So basically it returns the index position of this is. So here you will see that we are getting it over here. So the index of h is 0, index of I is 1. So the output that we will get is going to be 1. So very simple and very useful function find. So it gives you the first occurrence of is. So here you can see that we have one is over here and another is over here. But it is giving you the one. Why? Because the first occurrence of is starting from the index position 1. What about this? Python is awesome and we are trying to print s of 2 plus s of minus 5. Just quickly tell me what will be the output of your program. B. Perfect, very easy. When you write s of 2, it will start from here. So p is at 0th position, y is at first position, t is at second position. So this value will be t, and when you write minus 5, it starts from the end. So minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, minus 5. So e is at s of minus 5. So we are going to add t plus e, and the new string that will form is going to be te. So the right answer is this te. Now let's move on to the next question. Python wow. What will be the output of this string or this program? So here you will see that first you need to get the substring starting from 7 till the 10th point, 10th index position. So here you will see that 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So at 7th position we have W, and 8th, 9th, and 10th. And at 10th position we have this exclamation mark. So this string, this part of a string wow along with exclamation mark is going to be the substring when you evaluate or when you slice as 7 to 11, right? And now we are multiplying it by 3. That means we want wow exclamation mark 3 times. So the right answer is going to be B, wow exclamation, wow exclamation, wow exclamation. So this is going to be the right answer. Great. So I request every one of you to answer and at least try to answer. Okay, so that's it for the today's quiz, and I try to include more questions in the quiz section for strings because strings have lot of functions. Now let's just quickly revise what we have learned in the yesterday's session. I need to get a new mouse, it's not working properly. Okay, so we started with the string. You all know that how to declare a string. You can declare it in a single quote or you can declare it in a double quote. You can have a single character also, and that will also be a string. There will not be any character data type in Python. Now then we discuss about how you can have apostrophe s like this in your string. So for that there were few approaches. One is you can use backslash operator. This is also called escape sequence, escape character. So this is going to print you apostrophe s in Saurabh. Another approach that you can use that is available in Python, you can use double quotes in the full string. Or if you want to have double quotes in the Saurabhs, in that case you have to use the whole string inside the single quote, and then it will work. After that, we talked about the slicing of a string. The slicing of a string works the same way like we did it in case of a list, because a string can also be considered as a list, or string can also be accessed just like list, where we use the index position to access characters. So here you can see that for to access s we can use name 0, or to access h we can use name -1. If you try to access something beyond the number of characters in a string, it is going to give you an error, because we do not have any index position over here that is 100. Here we talked about more variety of slicing, like if you do not specify any start or end position, this will just print the whole string. Here we have given the start position and end position. So you can see over here, the we are trying to slice, or we are trying to get the string that starts with 0 and ends at 7. So specifically it is not going to include the index position 7. It will only include 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So whatever we have at these index position in this string will be a part of it. Similarly, here also we have not mentioned any start position, end position, or step. So it is going to give you the whole string as it is. Similarly, here also we have not specified any start position, but we have specified end position. So this will go from Saurabh from 0 to till the position 6. Here you can see that we have not specified start position, end position, but we have specified the step function. So this is going to print you the 0, 2, 4, 6 index position, or the character at 0, 2, 4, 6 index positions. Now, what about this? You have name Saurabh, and now we are trying to print something like this, where our index starts with 5, but after that we are doing -2 step. So this will create the index position 531, and if you look at the characters at index position 531, you will find BRO. Similarly, you can do it with this Saurabh also. But here you will see that we have specified end position as 10, but we have maximum index position in this string is 6 only. So it is going to go up to 6 only. Though we have specified more than that, it is not going to generate any error. It will just go up to the end or available end position. Then we talked about concatenation of two strings. So here you can see that we have f name, l name, and we can concatenate it, or we can concatenate or separate it by space like this. So you can use plus operator to add two strings, and that will generate a new string. You can use something like this also in the print statement. If you specify comma, it will automatically add a space in between. Similarly, you can do the repetition of a string. So here you have name Saurabh, and you are doing name multiplied by 3. So this will repeat Saurabh 3 times. Similarly, you can do membership operators in a string. So you can have R in name, A not in name. So it will check whether the given character is a part of your string or not. If it is a part of your string, which is Saurabh, it is going to return true. Then we compared two strings. So here in the first string I have Saurabh, in the second string I have Saurabh, and I'm trying to compare it. So this is also going to evaluate to true. Similarly, here we are trying to compare, or we are trying to find out whether name1 is greater than name2 or not. So here, as I started with this, only you have to compare the character wise. So it will compare S and S, both are same, then it go with the O and H. Now sometimes you get confused how it is going to compare. So for that, what you can do is you can use ORD function. So if I print ORD of O, and if I print ORD of H, so here you will see that the first character is same. Now we are comparing with the second character. So now let's print it. You will see that the first O is at 111 and H is at 104. So 111 is greater than 104. That is why name1 is greater than name2. So you can use this function ORD. Sometimes you get confused what is the alphabetical order. So in that case, you can use this. So this is going to return you the ASCII code of these characters or these alphabets. Right? So here 111 is greater than 104, so is the name1 greater than name2. So this function you can remember, though we don't use in an industry level project these kind of a function, but they are good to know. And similarly you can compare here also, less than. Okay, then we talked about strip, R strip and L strip. So if you have the white spaces before your actual string or after your actual string or actual characters, then you can eliminate it using strip function. If you have these spaces, white spaces at the end of your string, then you can eliminate it, remove it using the R strip function. Similarly, if you have spaces on the left hand side of your, or you can say leading white spaces, you can eliminate it using L strip function. Similarly, but you cannot eliminate spaces in between these string. So if you are using strip function, it won't apply in that case. Now we have find function. How you use find function? Find function is basically used to search a substring in your existing main string, and it is going to return you the first matching index position or the first matching character where. So here you can see that, right, we are trying to search rising in our sentence. Our sentence is sun is rising and we are trying to find rising in it. And it, you can see over here, rising is a part of my sentence, and this R is at 7th position, so it is giving you the 7 as an output. And if you do not have the match, in that case find function is going to return you -1. So here you can see that we do not have X in our sun is rising, so it is returning you -1. Now in the find function, you can give the start and end position where to look at. So if you do not specify anything, like here we are not giving anything, it will start searching for the I starting from S. But if you specify start position and end position, it will start from that index. So S is at 0th position, U is at 1 position, N is at 2 position, space is at 3 position, I is at 4th position. So it is not going to give you 4 because you actually start looking for the I starting from this S. So we are not going to start from the beginning, we are going to start from the 5. Why? Because we have mentioned 5 over here. So this start and end is there to, it will give you where to look at in the main string. So we have to start looking from here, not from the beginning of the string. Then we use count function to count the number of occurrence of a particular string, or you can say particular character in your name or in your string. So here we are trying to find the number of A's in my this string. So here you can see that I have 3 A's, that is why it is outputting to 3. Now here in this case we are not just searching for a one character, whereas here we are searching for the substring. So it is going to look for ab, availability of ab in my main string, or the number of occurrence of ab in my main string. So here you can see that the highlighted ab, so here we have two abs, one here and another one is here. So this is going to give you output 2. Similarly, in the count, just like in the find, we can specify start and end position. Similarly, in the count, also we can give start and end positions. So here you can see that it will start counting for availability of A starting from the third position, not from the zeroth position. So if you look for the third position, we have 0, 1, 2. So it will start looking at R till this point. So how many A's we have? We have total 2 A's. So this is going to output you this. You can count number of white spaces also using this. You can replace the string from the main string. So here I am trying to replace Saurav with a Deepak. So what you have to do is you have to use replace function, and in the replace function you have to specify what you want to replace with, like which string or which substring you want to replace with new string. So here the old string or the available string, and this is going to be your new string. So this is going to replace Saurabh with a Deepak. Then we talked about this split function. In the split function, it is going to separate your main string, or it will generate a list that will contain a word separated by a space. So here you can see that I have two spaces. That means I have three words, I, am, and Saurabh. So this is going to generate a list that will contain three words, I, am, and Saurabh. Similarly, you can separate it using some other character as well. So here we are separating it on the basis of hash character. Similarly, you can split it on the basis of the comma. Now you can join also. So if you have the list of words, here you can see that I have list of word. Why? Because I have square brackets at the starting. So these are my list of words, and I want to make a one complete string from these list of words. So that I can do using join function. So here what I have to give, which character you want to append in between these words. So here I want to append just one space. So that is why I'm mentioning space dot join, and the list of words you have to pass over here. So this will create a new string, I space am space Saurabh. If you want to create a new string added by a dash, that also you can do, but you have to specify dash over here like this. Then we talked about few more functions of string, that is lower. Lower function basically converts your string into a lower case. So here you can see that I have capital S and capital A in Saurabh. So it is going to completely convert the whole string into a lower case. In the same way, we have upper function. This will convert your whole string into a upper case. You can have just reverse of each case. So here you can see that I have S as a capital. If you use swap case function, it will just swap the existing casing of your string. So here S is in uppercase, it will convert into lowercase. O is in lowercase, it will convert into uppercase. O in a lowercase, it will convert it into uppercase. Similarly, we have talked about one question today regarding this title function. So in this case, you will see that I have Saurabh Sahu and it is in the lowercase, but logically it should have S capital in Saurabh and S capital in Sahu. To do that, what you have to use title function. The moment you use title function, this will generate the string. Similarly, Lot of time we just want the first letter of your sentence or a string to be capital. So in that case you can use capitalize function. This capitalize function will basically change the first character, or it will change it into the uppercase. So the first character over here will be switched to a uppercase and the remaining words will be in lowercase. So you can use this capitalize function also. Now a lot of time we have to do the matching. So we wanted to find out whether a particular particular string starts with a substring or not. So here we are trying to check whether this string Saurabh Sahu starts with SOU or not. To do that we can use the function starts with. So name dot starts with, and here we have to specify what we want to check at the beginning of the string. So here we are trying to check SOU is in the beginning of the string or not. So it is going to completely match this. So if you pass SOUX and if you check whether name starts with SOUX or not, it is going to evaluate to false. Similarly, you can do with the ends with. In ends with, it is going to check whether a substring is available at the end or not. Like this, you can do. Then we talked about alphabets. If you wanted to check whether a particular string contains alphabet or not, so you can do that using is alpha function. Similarly, you can check whether a particular string is alphanumeric or not. So alphanumeric is a combination of alphabets and the numbers, right? So this is 1, 2, 3, sort of 1, 2, 3. It contains alphabet as well as numbers. So it is going to evaluate to true. Similarly, lot of time you get strings and you want to check whether it contains only digits or not. So here you can see that I have a mobile number which is 9479864026, and I want to check whether this mobile number is valid or not. So when we say valid, that means we wanted to sanitize it, we wanted to check whether it contains only digits or not. So for that you can use is digit function. So this is important function when lot of time you collect the data. If you have any special character dot or at the rate or the alphabet, is digit is going to return you false. So these are the things that we talked today. Okay, now let's discuss about few more functions. So let's say I have name and I want to check whether it's in the uppercase or not. Okay, so for that you can simply use name dot is upper. So if your name is in the uppercase, this is going to return you true. But here you can see that it is returning you false. Why? Because Saurabh is not in the uppercase. If I change it to something like this, and then it is going to return you true. In the same way, you will have lower also. Or let's say I want to check whether my string is in title or not. So here you will see that I have a name, and to make a good software I want to check that my names or my data should be in title case. So in this case I can use print name dot is title, and if I run it you will see that it is going to evaluate it to true, because we have S capital in Saurabh and S capital in Sahu. The moment I will make it too small, you will see it is returning you false. Similarly, if you want to check whether your string contains space or not, so in this case you can use the very simple function name dot is space. So this is space basically checks whether your string contains any space or not. Hmm, or is a space or not. So here you will see that I have one space, but this whole name is not a space. So this is why it is returning it to false. Now, what if I write something like this? Now here you will see that it is returning you to true. So this is important if you want to check whether, let's say if you ask user to enter the first name and he entered the first name as well as the middle name, and to do the sanity checking you can use this whether it contains a space or not. Now let's say I have this. Tell me what will be the output of this program. Just write in the chat window what will be the output of this program. Just write in the chat window. So if you run it, let me see the answers. B. Okay, just write in the chat window what will be the output of this program. Just write in the chat window output of this program. So let's run it. You will see that it is going to generate an error. Why this is so? Because you cannot change a string. It is immutable in nature, right? So a lot of time we get confused. Make sure or remember this, that you cannot assign a value to an existing string. Okay. Now lot of time we get, in today's world, whenever we get a data, there will always be some column that contains dates. Okay, so let's say you have date something like this. Today it's let's say 02/02/2023. Now out of that I want to fetch the month and a day of, of this from this particular date. How can I do that? Just quickly write in the chat window. So I have got a date 02-02-2023, 2nd of February 2023, and I want the day and the month from this date. I don't want year. I just want the month and a day from this dt. So how can I get it? Just quickly write in the chat window. Just quickly write in the chat window. Split and take 0 and 1 index. Good. Update. No, Amrita. How we can get it? Split. Yes. So we can use simple split function in this case. So I will have lst equals to dt dot split, and here I will pass this, and now I will print this new lst Here you will see that I have got 02, 02 and 2023. And we know that day equals to LST 0 and month equals to LST 1. Because this is my day and this is my month. And now I can simply print day comma month like this, right? So this is how you can extract the date or month from the dates. Or let's say this time I have got date in this format and I want my date to be in this format 02 slash 02 slash 2023. How can I do it? Just quickly write in the chat window. So what I want, I have got a data in this format. I want to convert it into this format. Replace, use join. Yes, tell me. Tell me what will be the output of this program. So now you will see that you have to use replace function over here. So if I write dt dot replace and I want to replace dash with forward slash, and now the format got changed. Very simple function. These functions are very powerful. We frequently use these functions. Now let's say I have something like this: name equals to Saurabh and contact equals to this, and I have salary equals to some big number, and I want to print it like this: my name is Saurabh and salary is this big number and contact number is this. I want to output it like this. So how, what should be my print statement? Just quickly write in the chat window. So you have got three variables and you want to print it. Like my name is Saurabh and salary is this, contact number is this. So in this case, you can use format function. So what I'm going to do is I will copy this, and now I do not know name, I do not know salary, I do not know contact number. So I'm going to use this, and here I will mention something like this. You will see that because these are variable names, maybe tomorrow you will have somebody else. So you these are variables, these variables can get changed. So what I did is in place of these variables I have these curly braces or empty braces. Now then I'm going to use format. So in this format I'm going to pass the variables like this: name, contact and salary, or name, salary and contact. And now if I run it, you will see that I have got my name is this, salary is this, and contact number is this. That means this name will go into the first empty braces, this salary will go into the second empty braces, this contact will go into the third empty braces. So here the order in which you give the, it will go in the same order in of the empty braces. So here order is very very important. So by mistake, let's say by mistake here I have given name, contact and salary. And if I print it now, you will see that in place of a salary I'm getting contact number, and in place of contact number I'm getting salary. So to avoid this, what you have to do is you have to specify the order also. So here the name is at the 0th position, so I will write 0, and contact I want it at the third here, so I will write 2, and I want salary at this first empty braces. So this is my 0th empty brace, this is my first, and this is my second position. And sorry, this salary will be 2 and this is going to be 1. Now you will see that it is coming right, though the order of mentioning the variables is not correct. Here I'm mentioning name and then contact number and then salary, but here we have mentioned the positions perfectly. So let's see how it works. Okay. Okay. So now you can see here, first you have to look at the format. So in the format, this is 0, this is 1, and this is 2. So where you want, so what you want in this, you want the name. So name is at 0th position, so you have to specify 0. And here in this empty braces, what you want the salary, and if you look over here, the salary is at second position, so you have to mention 2 over here. Similarly, what you want over here, you want the contact, so you have to look at the index position of contact. So contact is at 1 position, so you have to specify 1 over here. So that is how this ordering works. Now you can write something like this also. So I will alias it like A equals to name, B equals to contact, and C equals to salary. And here instead of 0, I can write A. Here instead of salary, I can write C. Instead of 1, I can write B. So here instead of 0, 1, 2, you can access it using the aliasing. So I have given name as A, contact as B, salary as C. So here I want the name, so I'm going to specify A. Here I want the salary, so I'm going to specify C. I want the contact, so I'm going to specify B over here. So this approach is very frequently used if you download a code from GitHub, or if you download a code from somewhere else, you will see that print statement like this quite often. So this is the approach, or this is what it means. So you will use format, and the order in which you give, you can specify those variables in your string. Now let's say I have salary something like this, 344343, and I'm doing print my salary is empty braces dot format salary. If I print it, you will see that it is printing just as expected. Now let's see Now, if you see over here in the formatting, we can specify some character that we want to print or a white spaces that we want to print before the number. So here you will see that here I have just one space that I mentioned in my print statement. But here you will see that what I did is I want two spaces before my number. So here you will see that I have two spaces before my salary, right? So how many spaces? Two spaces. And what character? Space. So this is the space, and this d represent the integer. So this salary is an integer. I want to print it, and I want to print it along with two leading white spaces. So this will have more two white spaces over here. Let's say instead of white space, I want zeros. So if you write something like this, and if I print it, okay, so 0 to t 343. Okay, so what is happening over here is that if you look at the length of this salary, if I print the length of the salary, okay, not the length, 1 2 3 4 5 6, so total digits is 6 digit. And if you write something like this, 10d, that means I want to print a number that contains 10 digits. Okay, and so what it will do is it will print these 6 digits, and it will append the remaining number of digits with 0. So if you print it, you will see that now I have total 10 digits over here. Append It has appended 4 leading zeros. So what does this mean is that I want the total 10 digits in my print statement, and those 10 digits will have the remaining, it will put the salary value, so 344343, and the remaining number of digits, so I want total 10 digits, the remaining is 4 digits, so it will append those 4 digits with 0, or it will replace this 4 digit with 0. So here the total size or total number of digits is 10, and the remaining number of digits is going to be 0, because we have mentioned 0 over here. So this is how it works lot of time. So why it is important? So let's say in India, the as per the guideline, the account number should be 16 digits. Okay, but lot of banks will have 12 digits account number or a 11 digits account number, something like this. And I have got the data from every bank, and I want to create a report. So in that case, to make your data consistent, what you can do is you can write something like this. So let's say if I have account number equals to something like this, and if I want to print it, my account number is colon 016d. That means I want my account number to be of 16 digits, and here I will write format account number. So now you will see that this is going to have 16 digit. Let's say I will add more digits. Now also in the display it will have 16 digits. If I add more, now also 16 digits. If I make it 16, now we will have no leading zeros. So this is very, very important when you are creating reports or when you are creating something in Python where you need to have a string of a fixed length. So I want the account number to be of 16 digit, so I can specify it over here. So I can specify 16 over here. So that means the length of my string is going to be fixed, which is going to be 16. And if it did not find the required number or 16 number of digits in your variable, it will append the leading zeros. Now, let's say I have balance, and let's say my balance is something like this, and I want to print it. So my balance is something like this, balance. So now you will see that it is printing like this, 124.999. Lot of time we want to fix the decimal part to be of six digit. So in this case, what you can do is you can write something like this, colon F. So when you write colon F, you will see that the decimal part is now 6 digit. So to make your data consistent, lot of time we use colon F. That means the decimal part needs to be of 6 digit. If you specify 2 or a 3, it will append the trailing remaining number of zeros. So this is important when you are working on some finance project where the decimal part is also important, or if you are working on invoice related stuff where the decimal part is also important. So in this case, you can do that. But let's say I want just the 2 digits. So I don't want 6 digit, or I even if I have 124.99, I just want the 2 digits. So how we can do that? So for that, you have to write something like this. Okay, just so because it is 999, it has basically rounded it off. So let's say if I have, instead of 999, let's say I have 234, 235, and now if I run it, you will see that now I have 124.23. So this 5 represents the total number of the total number of digits in your string, and this represent total number of decimal digits after the decimal point. Now let's say I have percentage change, price change percent. I have some product and its price change percent. Let's say it's 3.5 or 3, and I want to print it. My or a price change is dot format price underscore change underscore percent. And now if you print it, you will see that it is printing only 3. It is not printing plus 3. But a lot of time these signs are very important. It shows that my price is moving in forward direction or in the backward direction. So in this case, what you can do is you can write something like this, colon plus D. So now it is showing plus 3. And similarly, if you have, let's say, minus, so I can change it to minus over here. And this time it is going to print minus 3. Now, let's say I have something like this, print Tell me the output of this line. What will be the output of this line? Colon 5D. So if I run it, you will see that it has appended the leading 5 leading spaces over here. So it is going to have 3 spaces, the total number of the digits, sorry, 5 spaces. Now, if I want the 3 spaces after this, after 13, or you can say trailing spaces. So in this case, what you can do is you can write colon greater than 5D. So if you see, if you write greater than, then it is going to add white spaces after 13. So if I, you can see over here, these are my white spaces. And if I add less than, it will add leading white spaces. Now you will see that we have leading white spaces. Here we have trailing white spaces. Here we have leading white spaces. And how you decide? Depending upon the sign. So here you can see that I have given greater than 5D. So that means it is going to add the trailing white spaces, or if you use something like this, it is going to add the leading white spaces. Now, let's say I have print Now let's say you want the spaces on both the side. So here you will see that I have spaces on the leading, and here I have spaces on the trailing side. What if I want the spaces on both the sides? So in this case, instead of greater than or less than, you can use this cap. So if I have cap 5D dot format 13, and if I run it, you will see that it has spaces on both the sides. And what if I want something like this, star 13 star? So now in this case, we will use the same print statement. Only thing is that we will use here so now you will see that it is giving you star 13 star star. So now if you want the even number of stars, I can make it 4, and this time you will see that it is star 13 star. So something like that also you can display. Now let's talk about the dates. In Python, you have to use a specific library for working on date. We will talk about it later on in detail, but just to for understanding purpose, you can get a date. So let's say I want the today's date. So for that, you have to use the date time library of Python. So to use it, you have to use import. So import means I want to include a library of a Python in my existing program. So here date time. This means I want to use date time library of Python in my program. And you can use the aliasing also. So this means date time will be referred as dt in my program. And now I want the current date and time. For that, I can use date equals to dt dot date time dot now. And now if I print this date, you will see that this is giving you year, month, and date like this, and the time as well. So here you will see that dt.datetime.now will give you current date and time. So for that, what you have to use, you have to use import date time as dt or whatever you want to call, let's say dts. So this is just dts, or dt is the aliasing of your library. So if you print it, this will be your output. Now from this big string, I am not interested in this part. I'm just interested in the date and the time. So you will see that it is giving you the microseconds also. We are not interested into it. So for that, what you can use, you can again use the format function. So let's say I'm going to use print current date and time is here. I will write colon, and here I will write format date. And here you have to mention what you want. So let's say I want the day, then I want the forward slash, then I want the month, then I want the year, and after that I want hour, then I want colon, then I want minute, and then I want colon, and then I want the second. So now if I run it, you will see that you are getting the date and time like this. So you can change the format. So earlier we were getting it like this, now we are getting it like this. So here you have to mention the format you want to use. So percentage d, percentage m, percentage y. If you want the time, you have to use capital H, capital M, capital C. If you just want the date, so in this case what you can do is you can simply write percentage capital D. So here you will see that it is just giving you date. What if you just want the year, not the date or nothing? You can just specify percentage y. Here you will see that it is going to give you year also. Now let's say I want something like this. Tell me okay. So tell me, how can I print a statement like this? So it should have exactly the way I shown you. Just quickly write in the chat window, how will you print it? Tell me space double quote what's with apostrophe s your name question mark double quotes. I want the same print statement. How can I do that? So let's try it. Let's see if I print here. You will see that if you use single quote, it is going to give you an error. What if I use double quotes? Then also it is giving you an error. So how should I write it? So you will see that here I have single quote as well as double quote in my string. So a lot of time you have some this kind of a situation. So in this kind of a situation, what you have to do is you have to use triple quotes. So what I'm going to do, I will use print, and here I will have triple quotes space triple quotes, and in between this I am going to specify my string. Tell me what's your name. If I run it, you will see that it is printing exactly the way I want it. Tell me what's your name. right? So a lot of time this kind of a situation occur where you want double quotes, a first office or a single quote in your message. So in this case, if you use single quote or double quote as a whole string, it will not work. So in this case, what you have to do, you have to use triple quotes. So this is the right approach. You have to use triple quotes like this. So this is it for today. I think I have covered huge amount of functions or huge functions of a string. Now I'm open for questions. Yes, KV, you can write it like that also. You can write it like that also. It will also work. You can use backslash s. But the point to note over here is that I wanted to show you this triple quotes approach. Okay. Yes, now I am open for question. Please repeat second print statement used in format cell 20 cell cell 38. Where is cell 38? 38, 38, 38, 38. Okay, here is the 30. Yeah, okay, this one. Line number, please repeat. Okay, so here you will see that this is very straightforward. It will print as it is. So 124.235 will be printed. But if you just use colon F means the sixth digit after decimal point. So if you see over here, I have just 235, that is three digits after decimal point, but colon F means it should have six digits. So in this case, what it will do, it will add the remaining zeros, or it will fill the remaining digits with zero at the end. And in the third line, what we are doing, we have specified that I just want two digits after the decimal point. So that is why it is going to print only 23. And this 5 represent the total digits in my string. I hope it clears. KV, please repeat again triple quotes. So what I want, if you look over here, I want my string to be like this. I want my string message, or I want to display a string that contains double quotes, single quotes in it. Now, if you use that, what is the normal approach of printing a string? We use single quotes or a double quotes inside the print statement. So if you use that, you will see that it is going to give you an error. So here you will see that I have used single quotes, it is giving you an error. If I use double quotes, then also it is going to give you an error. Why? Because my string itself contains double quotes as well as single quotes. So to overcome this problem, we have to use triple quotes over here. So instead of single quotes or a double quotes, we have to use triple quotes in case if you have double quotes and a single quotes in your message itself. So here you can see that in my message, I have double quotes and a single quotes. So that is why I have to use triple quotes, or I have to enclose my string into a triple quotes. I am getting error dt this dt. You don't have to specify equal to. There is no equal to. Here you will see that equal to. Just replace bracket this. That's it. Okay. Any more questions? Just quickly put it in the chat window. Yes, you can use f string as well. That's the same formatting. Isabel, regular expressions are part of my advanced Python, which is a paid sessions. So I'm not going to cover much over here. Thank you, Deepak. Thank you, San. Anything else you want to ask? Just quickly put it in the chat window. How was the today's session? Was it again fast, or you were able to cope up with the yesterday's session, guys? And what are the things like? Have you got something new today? So just quickly write in the chat window. Thank you, Amrita. Thank you, Deepak. Yes, Vaibhav, we can make graph and visualization in Python using the matplotlib, c1, plotly libraries available in Python. That is also a part of my data science course where I cover all those things. Do we have session on string tomorrow as well? No, Abhishek, we will not be having string sessions. We will jump onto functions. Thank you, Umesh. Thank you, Kuldeep. 00 added at the end of using f. Okay, so as I said, okay, so whenever you specify colon f, that means after decimal it require or it will display 6 digit, minimum 6 digit. So here you will see that to make it 6 digit, because here I just have 235 which is 3 digit. To make it 6 digit, it will append the remaining number of digit with a 0. So that is why here we have 235,000. Thank you, Srinivas. When we'll cover functions and module? Tomorrow I'm going to cover functions in Python. Base covered for advanced topic. Base covered. Sorry, Srinivas, I didn't get your question. Okay, so this is it from my side. And do comment on the sessions that I have already covered, or you can watch the recordings on YouTube. Just go there. If you like the session, try to put a comment, try to give a recommendation about it. Just take a minute, it won't take a time. Just put some review over there so that it will benefit others as well. Yes, Amrita, we have data science course. There we cover the data analytics as well. Can you tell me what will be the output of sun rises in the east? S dot find I minus 5. Okay, so that also we have covered in like previous session, where we start looking for from the minus 5. So here you will see that minus 5 will come at minus 1, minus 2, minus 3. I will not be able to copy it. Just try it on the Jupyter notebook. Can we import data in Colab? Yes, you can import data in Colab. You can even attach the Google Drive in in Colab. So if you have a data in the Google Drive, you can directly access in the Colab notebook. Thank you, Amrita. Okay, so that is it from my side. That is it from my side. If you have anything, just you can ping me on WhatsApp, you can connect with me on LinkedIn, you can DM me if you have any issues. I will try to answer as much as possible depending upon my time availability. So do like and subscribe our channel. Thank you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you, Weber. Okay, so you tried Venamati. You will see that it is returning you minus one. Why? So if you see over here, it will try to look for the. Okay, let me show you. So what is the statement? I have to type it. Complete. Sun rises in the east. Uh, Sun. Okay, I'll use this. Sun rises in. What is this statement? Sun rises in the east. And what we are trying to find is s dot find I. This is, let's say, s dot find I minus 5. Okay, so this is minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, minus 5. Okay, now this is my starting position because it has mentioned minus 5, and now it will move in the forward direction over here. So do we have I in this region? Do we have I in this region? We do not have I in this region. That is why it is going to return you minus 1. Yeah, so that is it for today. I hope you got the answer, Vinamati. Just quickly put in the chat window if you got the answer. Okay, great. Thank you guys. Thank you for today's session. Let's connect tomorrow with functions in Python. Thank you.